Building a lead of lists and customers and following up with them are an important part of an internet business. To do it properly, you need to have a reputable autoresponder company. You do not want to use one that is hosted on your own server for several reasons, not the least of which is that you'll have poor delivery. Services like GetResponse have guaranteed delivery, and they also let you try it for free. What we're going to do is we're going to set up a free account and go through how it all works. So click on sign up for free. And in here, just fill out your name, email address, country you're in, an account name for your GetResponse account, whether your business or personal use. Now down here you have preloaded messages. This allows you to load messages from another GetResponse account. If somebody gave you a code that allows you to load their messages in as part of something you bought, this is where you would put it. Or if you have another GetResponse code, you could do this here as well. Otherwise, you'll leave that blank. And then down here, tell where you learned about GetResponse from. Once you're done that, just click the Submit button. Now, once you've done that, on the next page, you're going to get a chance to upgrade your account. You get more features with the unlimited account, and there's no ads on your emails. However, you can start out with the free account and then upgrade once you start making some money if you want to do it that way. So we're going to just go ahead with GetResponse free. And now they will send an email to the email account you used on the front end telling you how you can log in. When you log in the first time, there's a setup wizard you have to go through. What they want you to do here is enter your postal address. That is because the CAN spam law requires there to be a postal address with every autoresponder account that's sending out emails. So you'll go ahead and fill that out. Then at the bottom here, you have the fields that you entered above, and then you see a preview of what it looks like down here. We'll go to the next step, which is just put your name in here. Click next step again. And you've completed the entire setup. And you can start using your account. Now you come to your My Campaigns page. Now the free account only comes with one campaign. If you try and create a campaign here, it's going to tell you you need to upgrade to the Pro version. But you can make do with the limited version or the free version if you want to. So your first campaign is the only campaign you had, and in this case the campaign is test at getresponse.com. Click your campaign settings here, and you'll see a message that's telling you have not personalized your confirmation message yet for your campaign. So you're going to want to do that first. You can either click here or you can click down here. It takes you to the same spot. First of all, you can set your subject. So you have some choices here. The default is please confirm your subscription to, and then the list name. You also have some other options in here that you can use. Just pick the one you want. Now, a lot of times it's good to put the person's name in here. That way they are more likely to see it as not being spam. So I would choose one of these as my subject usually. But that's entirely up to you. You can go through them and decide which one you want to use. Now, there's a bunch of templates that you can use here. And what you're going to do here is just set up the default template for the body of your auto-response message. So for instance, if we click Invite to Join, it changes the subject down here. Okay, let's just watch down at the bottom there as we change. You'll notice that the message changes down here. So you can change the main body down here to whatever you like it to be. Now, notice here it says enter your message, And down here you see enter your message. What you put in here is going to appear above the pre-written message down here. So put whatever you want in here. Some sort of personalized message is best. Okay, so we enter our personalized text in there. As you can see, it appears down here. And down here, you put your signature, which of course, as you might guess, is going to appear down at the bottom here. So go ahead and change this. Now here's an interesting feature here, next message confirmation URL. You can use the next URL message word throughout your message. And what it does is it'll print a link in the email wherever you put that will send a request to get response to tell it to send the next message in the series without them having to wait for the period of time that you set as the default for the next message. Now what you can do is you can put a URL in here so that when they hit this next URL that you've put in your message, it will take them to a page that you specify. Otherwise, it'll just go to the default get response page. So you could make up a page if you wanted saying the next message has been queued to be sent or something like that. Then you could put an offer on that page or anything you like. So this is a good idea to use. Next we have the RSS settings. What this allows you to do is put some defaults in here for the RSS settings. Now let me show you what I mean. If we were to open this right now, this is what we see. This is an RSS page. Of course, there's nothing on it right now because we haven't got any messages going out yet. But when we put some defaults in here, our RSS feed will have this appended to the top. Now down here, you can have the get response information sent to another script. Now this is an advanced option. We're not even going to go over this. But if you have a script that can accept information from your autoresponder, you can set it up down here. Okay, so we'll save our settings. Now, if we roll down, remember we set up our information here. If we look at our RSS stuff now, we have some more information in our RSS URL, and then our messages will appear underneath it here once we have messages going out. Okay, so that part's set up. Now, we should set up our general options here. What we have here, first of all, you have email notifications. This isn't going to work in the free version, but in the pro version, you can put an email address in here and be notified when you have subscribers that have joined. Now reports again, pro version only. We have preload. This is the preload messages that we talked about at the beginning from another autoresponder account. So if you're going to allow people to preload without authorization, leave it a yes, otherwise set it to no. Then you'll have to put a password here. Your signature. This allows you to have a signature at the bottom of your email. This is a good idea. It gives you another chance at promotion of one of your products or affiliate product or whatever you want to put in your signature. Okay, so there's our custom signature, and you just have to use the merge word sig in your emails at the end, and it'll print the signature in there. And here you have your campaign description. This is for unsubscribe, so that when people unsubscribe, they know what it is they're unsubscribing from. Okay, and then our postal address, which we had already set up. Down here, you can change your campaign name. Now let's just click our save our settings. Okay, and then we're all set up there. Now, you'll notice that our campaign name is uintest@getresponse.com. So we may want to change the name of that actually down here. So we'll just click change to, and we'll change it to something that makes sense here. Click change. And as you see, squidoo-basics at getresponse.com is now our campaign name. I need to save. Now we go over to messages. Okay, so we have our from field and email address. And then a reply to field. You can put a reply to email address in here. Now sometimes it's good to put an email address on your hosting account to be used by your autoresponder, so when people reply to it, it goes to a separate email address. If they see a no reply here, they likely won't even bother, and they'll open your help desk, which you should have once you get your business going, to avoid these types of emails. That's entirely up to you. You can have them reply to your main address if you want. And then if you have other campaigns, you can do update all campaigns to use this value. Okay, now message format. And you'll see here you have single, which is HTML or plain text, or you have dual HTML and plain text. If you choose single, you will choose either HTML or plain text when you're creating your message. If you choose dual, you will end up creating two messages at the same time, and you'll have to edit the text message or the HTML message because people with older email clients won't get the HTML as HTML. They'll get it as text and it'll look funny, so you're going to have to modify it. So the single version is usually the one I suggest that you should check. If you want to have click tracking, what this does is it shows on your statistics page who has clicked on your links and what links they did click on. Next, you can set up your open rate. This will track how many people opened up your HTML version of your email. Character encoding. This defaults to the Universal Character Set UTF-8. However, for multi-languages or for foreign languages, you can change the character set in there. And then if you use a different character set, you should click compatibility mode because some of the older email clients don't know what to do with it. Now you can also have your messages automatically post to your blog. What you have to do is put the RSS URL to your blog in the space here, and we'll get to that after we create a blog. Then you would validate it and broadcast target all subscribers, active subscribers, or inactive subscribers there. And then here, if you want to select a message template, so either you're going to want to select the template before or you just want to go to the editor immediately. We'll save our settings now. Now we're also going to want to subset our subscriber settings here, and this tells us what's going to happen with certain things when subscribers subscribe or attempt to subscribe. First of all, whether you're going to allow duplicate subscribers or not. So just choose whichever one you want. What this does is it keeps track of it by email address, so you'll only have one email address for each subscriber in there. The challenge response, you can have a CAPTCHA code show up and that they'll have to fill in before they actually get subscribed, so you can choose how you want that to work. Next, you have your opt-in settings. What this does is it allows you to either set a single or double opt-in. Single opt-in meaning when they fill out the form they go straight into your list. Double opt-in meaning they're going to get a link that they have to click on before they get subscribed. You have email subscriptions where they just send an email to get subscribed rather than filling out a form. A web subscription where they filled out a form. And import subscribers where you import them from a file. And then you put the confirmation page here with a message on it telling them that they have been added to your subscription list. Or you can leave it blank and it uses the default page. Then you have multiple unsubscribes. This presents all your lists and allows them to unsubscribe from some or all of your lists all at once. So pick how you want that to work. Note that no violates the CAN Spam Act, so you really shouldn't do that, and I don't really know why they let you. And then the default name. If for some reason they can't retrieve the name from their subscription record, it will use the greeting that you put in here. And then subdomains. It allows your subscribers to be able to send an email to your campaign name at yourname.getresponse.com, and that your name is the subdomain name. And once you have that set up the way you want it, just click Save Settings. And now the settings for our autoresponder series or campaign are all set up. Now we can get on with the business of setting up the messages within our campaign. So go back to My Campaigns up here. So here we have our campaign, and down here we can create our messages. Now, as it says here, our free account contains up to 5 messages only. So if you need more than that, you're going to have to upgrade. So let's go create a new message. Okay, and then this is pretty self-explanatory, really. You have the subject of your message, the interval. Now 0 is going to be the original messages sent out in the first message in this series. Okay, and then you have your message type, and it's plain text. Unless you get the Pro version, then you get to choose. You have your message box here. So you put your message in there. Down here, you can track the click-throughs on your links, track sales generated by the message, validate HTML code. Again, you're not going to be able to do this or this unless you have the Pro version, and set permissions reminder. What this does is it puts a message on the top of the email that's being sent out that tells them that they subscribe to this list. That way they are reminded why they're getting the email. Okay, so, and then this tracks sales generated. What happens if you sell something, you can move them to another autoresponder sequence or another campaign. And again, you can't do that with the free version. So it's as simple as that. Now let's talk about writing our email subjects before we go any further here. Now, a good thing to do when you're writing an autoresponder sequence is to use the points in the sales letter, the bullet points, as a template to what you're going to use as a message subject within your autoresponder series. Now, I'm showing you this Squidoo Basics page, but what you would probably be doing in your email is marketing an affiliate product. So you'd find the appropriate affiliate product, look through the points to see what the benefits are, and then write a small message about those benefits in your autoresponder sequence. Also, in the first message, you're going to want to give them a link to the product that they are getting on your opt-in list if you are doing that. So what you're going to do is put a link in here to either the product itself, which is a zip file, or better yet, to another page with another offer on it. That way you get a chance of making a sale as you give the product away. So some sort of upsell is a good idea here. So I'll go ahead and write the first autoresponder message. Okay, so there we have it. We put our message in there, and then our signature at the bottom. We're going to track our click-throughs and set the permission reminder at the top. Add our message. Okay, at this point, you can click Test, and it'll send an email to you with your message in it so that you can make sure that it's working properly. So click Test. It'll then send it to your email address. You can choose the message. We only have one here. And then we just click Send Message and check out how it looks. Okay, now here is our test message sent to our email account here. Now first you have an advertisement because you have the free version. Next, you get the subscription note because we checked that they needed to be reminded why they're getting the message. Then you see here our message. Now here's our SIG file, and down here is our mailing address. So we know our message did in fact work, and it looks the way we want it to work. So let's go back to our campaign settings. Now let's go back to our campaign and finish our messages. Now one other thing here. We can go and edit this message before we enable it. And what we could do here is put a greeting in here. Put hi, and then the code that we need to put in here to put their first name in there. Just like that, and then it will send a greeting with their first name on the top of the message, which personalizes it a little bit for them. Okay, we'll save that and then just test it again, make sure it worked okay. Okay, now what we can do is go on with our next message. So we click create a new message, and then we would go through the same process. The only thing here is we can give it a delay of a number of days. Okay, so we select a 2-day interval this time, and then we have our subject up here, our email down here. Again, we'll track our clicks, set our permission reminder at the top, and then all we have to do is add the message. And here it is here, so just click test again and make sure that it's working okay. Then you continue on with the process until you have everything all set up. Okay, so that's it for setting up our autoresponder. Okay, now our campaign is all set up. What we want to do now is add a capture form to our website. Now remember, I showed you how to paste one in there, but we never went through the process of actually setting one up. So what we want to do now is go to our control panel, and in here we want to capture subscribers. Okay, and then you create your HTML form here. And then again, if you get a pro account, you can use a pop-up and manage your existing pop-ups. So we'll start capturing. Now, our confirmation URL. This is where we want to send it to that thank you page that we built. So when we upload that to our site, we'll put the URL here. Now this is a pro feature only, so you're not really going to be able to set that up in the standard version. Now remember, before we talked about sending subscribers information onto another script. This is where you can do it at the form level, and whether you want to use custom fields within your collection data. So what you can do in here is add a variable name, and then they'll have to enter information in the variable name if you want to collect something else besides the standard information. Go to the next step. Okay, and then all you have to do is select this code and paste it into your website. Now let's go back to My Free Website Builder and open up our site and place the proper code in our window. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this code that we put in before because it was just for demonstration purposes. I'm going to put the proper code in here. Now we'll paste our code into here. So under here. So now what we'll do is we'll just click Insert and then HTML, paste our form code, insert, and there is our form there. Okay, so our website's all ready. Okay, so that's how you set up your autoresponder. Now one thing that I do want to mention is that you cannot send broadcast messages in the free version. This becomes important because you can send out offers to your subscribers once you get some subscribers in there and make some money from your targeted list. So at some point, it's definitely to your advantage to set up your autoresponder to the pro version. All right, so that is it for the autoresponder section of the video series.